All right, I think that says that I can see the chat. So this is live chat part 2, the day before Easter, which is April 8th, 2023. And we are going to go back over here to the kitchen and we will be planting the rest of our carrots. So let me give you a quick view of the soil. You can see that all the water has soaked in pretty well. There's no standing water, so we're going to go ahead and see what we can do about planting these carrots. Now, if you watched the first part, let's move the water bottle, of this part 1, which is not labeled part 1, then you would have already seen all of what's going on and how we got this far. So, if you're catching this part first, please go back and watch the part 1, which I'll have to try and edit. I'll have to figure that out. But I don't know how to work all this, but I'll go back and see if I can't edit and label that part 1 and then this part 2. So we got all this done. I'm going to put the carrot seeds on top of this soil, and then we're going to cover it with some more seed starting soil, and then also wet that down too. Now these carrot seeds are like really teeny tiny, and it says 1/2 of an inch, so like I don't know. Okay, and we plant them on this part, you know, from here out. And I really will be planting them like right here. Because you see how this blocks it. So you want to keep all your seeds to where they're going to grow outwards, up and out, without being blocked. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle a couple of carrots. I have no clue if any of these will take, or if I can get them to sprinkle anything, but we're gonna try it, and if I have to thin them out or they get damaged by the wind or anything, I mean, I might have to thin them out, but for now we're just gonna go ahead and plant them. And if nothing else, and even if we don't get carrots out of this deal, and they just grow and then flower, for me that's really okay too. This is the first time I'm doing this. 2, it is an experiment, so you know, this is trial and error. And here, I'll show you this just so you get an idea again. These are the carrots that I'm going to be growing. It's not really a good view of them, but that's what I'm growing. I got the reflection of the stove light. So all right, now we're going to take the seed starting mix, and I'm just going to kind of cover them the rest of the way up with seed starting mix. And now I'm only going to cover these pockets because we don't need the center. That's not where the carrots are going to be growing, so I don't need to top the center off with any more soil. But the package does recommend that the carrots be sown about 1 inch deep, or 1/2 inch deep, excuse me. So I'm just kind of topping this part where the seeds are, and they're going to be growing, so they're under a good amount of soil. And then we'll go back, and I will go ahead and dampen them off and wet the soil again after I get this part done. And this part's got a lot of chunks in it, but I'm getting down to the bottom of my bag of seed starting mix too. So just kind of loosen all this up. Make sure that it's not too chunky, that the seeds cannot germinate and grow up through the seed starting mix. Alright, there's some soft stuff there. Yeah, there we go. Kind of stick it all over there. Alright. Tuck them in all nice and neat, you know. Like I said, it says it's supposed to be, they're supposed to be in about an inch, so I'm just trying to make sure we get enough. And again, like I said, we'll go ahead and dampen this soil down too, so that it's got plenty of moisture, because you can see that the seed starting mix is really dry. It's been in the house, I haven't worked with it, and it comes dry. You know, you don't get it wet. It comes dry so that you can use it to your discretion when you need it, not need to be used immediately. So that's the good thing about some of these pre-made soils. Alright, so that's that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get the water bottle, and we're gonna water it down some more, make sure it's nice and moist. So here's the handy dandy water bottle. For all you that are watching this, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel, and so you can get all the notifications when I go live or when I do any of the videos. I've got lots of stuff that I'm hoping to get covered and fill you in on as the time goes, because we got a lot in store. So as you can see, I'm just gonna dampen this all down, and you've seen on the last video how it takes a little while for this seed starting mix to really absorb the water. So I'm gonna dampen this down and do this a couple of different times just to get it nice and moist and dampened. Make sure that the water soaks through to the seeds on both sides, you know, because we just wet down the soil once we got it all prepped. So we're just gonna dampen all of this up. Here, let's spin this around a hair so I can get to this last hole here. And like I said, the whole reason we're doing it like this, guys, is because it's raining outside. And so if it wasn't raining outside, and it was sunny daytime, we could do this outside. I wouldn't have to worry about getting it all wet and everything, because it'll absorb water, but I would have already had a bucket that had a little bit of water and mixed this with water before I did it. So these are new, this is a new planter thing that I got from the Dollar Tree, like I said before. And so I'm just learning all about this one. Let's go ahead and moisten this where it's the seed starter mix stopped. So it gets moistened all the way around, and even if some of the water goes through in the center, that's okay, because that's going to just soak through the soil anyways. Make sure that all of our soil is nice and dampened. I think that these bottom tiers are good for now. They haven't started leaking yet. See if I can lift this up. As it gets full, it'll get heavier. But we don't have any drippage yet, so that's a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that way I don't have a mess. The bad thing is I know that there's not water throughout all of this soil to where it's all wet, but that's okay. It'll soak down, and as time, and once we get it outside, then I'll put the water top on it, and I'll show you how I water it, and it'll catch all of this and get it all wet, and it'll absorb, and then you'll see how it drips out, and ta-da! Right now we're just starting the seeds and waiting for the temperatures and everything, and this is the time that I had, and this is the soil and everything, so I just figured we might as well go ahead and get this done so that it's one less thing I have to worry about getting done later. The sooner the better. It is time for us to grow our crops and start plants. We should have probably started a couple of these a couple of weeks ago before the last frost date. But I honestly just don't have the space for all of that. So we're just kind of hit or miss. We do have a longer growing season here. So I think everything will be all right. So there you go. That is the planting of the carrots. So here I'll bring you in close. You can see where I left this open for the next tier. And we topped it off pretty much to the top. I might go ahead and put a little bit more on there when I put it outside tomorrow. Hopefully. So that is literally the carrots. I probably will do the lettuce a little bit later tonight or maybe tomorrow, just because I don't have another tier in here. I might have a bottom rail. I got a bottom plate. I might be able to do it in here yet. We'll just have to wait and see. But I have two different kinds of lettuce that we're going to grow. See if I can tuck these so you can read them. Two different kinds of lettuce that we're going to grow. So we'll see how they work out. And these take 40 to 60 days to harvest the one, 68 days to harvest the other one. And these are, I think both of these are cut and come again. So you guys will be able to see and experience the cut and come again method as I experience it myself and do it. So we'll see how that works. Last year I grew some lettuce in the aquaponics bed. I don't know where that came from. It was out of the aquaponics pre-made box. So, and I don't have any of those seeds. So I'm working on that though. I have to figure out what they were. And I think I threw most of the boxes away. So we're going to grow these two and see how they work. And that way at least we have some lettuce. And then the flowers. So I got to get some more soil and I'll be starting the flowers that I showed in the previous video. And I think that's really all right now. Like I said, I'm just going to sit here and watch this. I will test the soil to see how dry it is and how far down it is, which actually looks like it's moist at least an inch down. So, because I put it up to here. So that's about an inch. So that looks pretty nice and moist. It was just on the side here, but hey, it's better than nothing. And we don't want to really disturb the soil too much and then jack up our seeds. So I'll probably give it another watering and mist it down again just to make sure that everything's good and thoroughly watered. I'll do that probably another couple times because I know that that little bit of water, I mean, this is this much water. And there's two tiers that we just potted with pretty much all dry soil. So yeah, I'll be misting these down until this jug is empty. So that way I know that a lot of that is nice and moist and wet. Not saturated, but moist and damp. So that way it's got plenty of moisture and everything and all that good stuff that it requires. They'll probably sit right here on the stove until morning, and then in the morning we'll stick them outside. We do have a couple of cold temperatures coming, but nothing where they're gonna freeze. So they'll be perfectly fine. And they are actually kind of sort of cold weather plants, so as long as they don't freeze, they're good to go. So And then our temperatures are going to get warm again. And my tripod is over there because I was using it to film. I was going to stick you up where I usually stick my phone, but that's not going to work. So anyway, that's part 2. I think that's really all I have to cover right now. But I'll be back and be doing some more. Like I said, I'll give you an update on some of the things outside once I get that far. We have had some rainy weather, so, and I haven't really had a lot of time to get out there when it was sunny. So I just make do with what I can. This whole scheduling of lives is a little bit different for me. I'm used to just popping on and having everybody say hi and everything. Okay. It says that the chat is on. I'm sure that probably everybody is busy. I'm the only goofy one that's planting carrot seeds the night before the Easter. So, but everything else is going fine. Everything's good to go. I'll show you the things, all the crops outside. Like I said, when it's dry. But let me show you since I'm sitting here. In the evening times is when I get to admire all of my stuff more than during the day. But there is our keiki. And this is on the rescue orchid. She's doing fantastic. I'm keeping an eye out for any kind of parasites and stuff. So we're doing good there. And there is my gifted orchid, and you can see she is doing remarkable. Bounced back from those terrible falls and doing really good. So we're just watching everything grow, watching all the bonsais and everything grow. I'm working on getting some more things repotted. Oh, I can show you since I got you on here, let me show you the ginseng, ficus ginseng bonsai clippings that I repotted today. And these used to be in the yellow tub, if you recall. They were still here on this top shelf. I put that up there. That's a new pot. I'll tell you about that later. But here are all of the ficus ginseng bonsai clippings in their own individual pots now. And I'll be putting some mulch on them here before too long. I just watered them before dinner time. So now they've all been watered. They're drying out. Next step is to mulch them. And then when it gets a little bit warmer, then we'll be putting them out. We'll weather them so that they can go out and grow out in the sun as a tree, because they are trees. So we'll just make sure they don't get scorched by the sun. A lot of things here seem to have that problem. Actually, I think it's just the grower, and I haven't learned how to figure that out because shade seems to be a little bit scarce here. So, but that's all going to change, so we're good. And so I'm just figuring out how to rearrange the porch now and see how that works. I did clean it off a bit, but then it rained, so I couldn't show you that. But I'll keep you guys posted in all of that and see how things go. Have a happy Easter. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and share this video with your friends and family if you feel that it was useful or you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any questions or concerns. Make sure you subscribe so you can get all my other videos. I'm working on getting to at least 100 subscribers. So every subscription counts. I really appreciate you watching me. This is new. This live YouTube thing is a little bit new. I'm used to doing it on Facebook, but I thought that this would be better for people to be able to go back and rewatch these videos years from now. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, you are someone. You do matter. I love you. And here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm looking at my tree right there. that is my money tree. And that is what I see every single day that makes me so happy. It's just one of very many things. But anyways, you do matter. I love you. You are someone. Thank you again for watching. May you have many blessings come your way. And I will see you on the next video or live. Ciao now.